Well, welcome back to Salt Marsh and to the Sunken Citadel, which happens to be an abandoned chapel of Lolth that has been infested with coalinth, which are these aquatic goblins. And they seem to be using it for nefarious purposes. They've aligned, apparently, with these kind of underwater aquatic plant creatures in a sinister plot, it appears, to produce a healing fruit for the people of Saltmarsh. But knowing that the fruit has healing properties, the people of Saltmarsh were rightfully untrustworthy, and your team has now reached the lair of the Cohenlith leader and dispatched him in battle, leaving neither him nor his lieutenants alive, except for the quavering Koatoa fish monster witch named Grenell, who had sold out her people above and was working for Grun, the chief of the Coalinth. So after the battle was fought, you all had taken your lumps a little bit and find yourselves in this circular chamber underwater in a ghost-lit type room, which though you've been relying on the magical produce flame spells from Riveros and who else was doing that? Elder
Green.
Yes. At this part of the Sunken Citadel, there has been some magical underwater light in the form of these underwater candles, casting sort of a ghost light around this circular room. In addition, there is a circular, well-shaped shaft in the center of the room that appears to lead into further sunken depths. There's a throne in the room where Grun was seated. Grenell was sort of chained to the dais at his feet, and then he had his feet resting upon a chest. So you find yourselves in this sort of corpse-littered room with a frightened Grenell. How would you guys like to sort of handle the aftermath of the battle?
Well, real quick, how is our potions holding up? Remember we had the underwater breathing, cold.
Oh no, I remember, and those will come into play sort of at the end of the aftermath because you're about the end of the first hour. So what you do here, keep in mind that those potions are about to run out, and you're going to have to re-up at the end of this encounter.
I believe that there was some sort of spoils you guys were discussing splitting up. So you guys
I believe there was something about a check.
Is that from the last game? Because I can't exactly recall what we did.
No, we hadn't.
Didn't split
the
up
last
any
game we
spoils,
didn't split up anything. No.
Right.
We hadn't even opened the chest yet.
No, you defeated the four. I think there were 4 lieutenants, and then the main guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That sounds right.
We kept the priestess alive.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, she's a Kuatoa. She's a fish creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, there were 4 total. So you killed Dern and his. No, there were 4 lieutenants. Yes, killed Dern and his 4 lieutenants. So you have the spoils that they would have on their bodies, and you have the chest that you could interact with as far as the spoils are concerned. Whatever Grenell may or may not be able to provide for you as far as information.
Well, you speak aquatic, Elder Green. Maybe we should figure out how to interrogate her. I mean, we're looking for the apple. Maybe she might know where it's at. Could be in this chest.
Yeah, you guys have several objectives. You've got the apple. You've got the missing crew from Saltmarsh.
That's Jacobos.
You've got the bronze dragon Wormling, who is supposed to be captive of the Coalinth, or lost under here someplace. There's several things going on.
Boy, everybody bring it in. It's like a football huddle, and I'm like, all right, listen. You know how to speak Equine, so drink a glass of water so you get things pronounced right, and then you can ask them all these questions. I need to know about this group that might have come here before us.
Let's not forget about the bronze dragon. It's a little baby.
And just for the recording, you guys, as you're speaking, you are underwater, but the breathe water potions allow you. Your vocal cords still work, so it's just like trying to talk underwater in a pool. The sound doesn't carry as far, so you kind of have to be closer to each other to communicate.
That's why we're huddled up like football.
You're right up in my face, Jacobo. Come on. Swimming
Listen.
up here just because you want to act like you're as tall as me now because you can swim. I know how short you really are.
I start doing like sign language, like seafaring jargon. It doesn't make any sense to you. It's like pumping his fist onto his hand and like looking at his eyes and making a scissor motion.
She's our best lead on finding the apple, the dragon, and the lost crew.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless it's all in the chest, and that could be a messy affair.
But we need old green robe wearing fella to talk to her.
I'm all for interrogation.
Don't kill her like you did the king and everybody else in this room a second ago, or like those Kawatoan that you spoke to earlier.
Yeah, Roberto's he's a little testy sometimes, but I have seen him let people walk. So we could
I'm pretty sure he's in a bad mood today.
He's probably upset that they kidnapped a dragon.
He has set a total of like 6 people on fire underwater. That's pretty mad.
Testy, yeah.
It's pretty. You got to be pretty angry to set someone on fire underwater.
Give the thumbs up and shoot the love. I'm going to see if search the king, see if he has like a key to the chest.
Actually, he had a ring of keys that we picked up last time.
That's right. He had a ring of keys. That's right.
Elder Green's creepy and he sneaks up on you and stuff and can search bodies. Well, I gotta keep an eye on him, bros.
I'm just going to perplexedly look at the chest then.
Yeah, I would like to, or Elder Green would like to investigate the chest first.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... sorry, what's your passive perception?
Oh gosh, I know it's lower than everybody else's. I think it's 12.
So 12, right?
It's so low.
Okay, so...
Hold on. I am not proficient in perception, so it's 10 then, isn't it?
Yep.
Is it 10 plus your wisdom?
Plus your wisdom,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, it's 10.
Just 10, okay. So, yeah, you kind of approach the chest and you notice that it's locked, but you can't seem to tell if any of the keys on the key ring would fit the lock without trying them. You could make an intelligence check or investigation check if you have that skill to determine if any of the keys would successfully open it.
I do have proficiency in investigation, so
Okay.
I'll roll for that. And I get a 6.
Yeah, you could try the keys and see if they would open it.
Why don't you let me do that, mate? I'm studying to be a rogue.
By all means.
Jacobo takes the keys confidently, and he's going to try the keys.
Yeah, Jacobo's good at this kind of stuff. It's his thing, you know. It's trapped. He's short, and the things usually shoot over him anyhow.
Yeah, Jacopo, you can make a dexterity check.
All right.
In order to use try the keys and see if you can just pry open the lock.
All right. He's going to act like he really knows what he's doing. He's acting like a big shot.
You look like you've held keys before. I haven't. I don't own a house.
Would I just add my dexterity modifier to that?
Do you are you proficient with thieves' tools?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
No.
So-
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, add your dexterity modifier to that roll.
15.
Okay, you just hit it. So you insert one of the keys into the keyhole, and it triggers this needle. Just kind of like pops right out towards your hand,
Okay.
straight out from the lock. But
All right.
the key was longer than the needle, and it does not pierce you. But you
All right.
can see that there's some sort of discoloration at the end of the needle that would indicate there's poison.
Looks like your short fingers saved you again, Jacobo.
Yep.
So the thing
But the,
shoots out and almost gets me, and my hand pulls away really quick, and I'm obviously shooken by it, but I try not to show that I'm surprised.
But the chest springs open.
Told you I knew how to do this. Easy.
Excellent work disarming that trap.
Yeah, I'm rogue. How to be a rogue 101.
Just stay away from that needle. Looks like it's still poking out there.
Right. Yeah, looks nasty.
So who's inspecting the contents of the chest?
I imagine I popped it open, but me and Elder Green are there together, so he kind of like says after you, kind of like check the chest out.
I'd like to think Gelfin's probably he's probably hanging by their prisoner. You don't want her to try to swim away.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Elder Green and I are looking in the case. He kind of lets Elder Green look. He's still kind of shooken up that he almost got his hand stabbed, but he's trying not to let anyone notice.
There's 2 potions of healing and 2 vials of antitoxin. And those are those basic potions of healing.
All right.
There's a spell scroll of fairy fire and a spell scroll of expeditious retreat.
Well, here's some useless paper and some health potions. And I hold the health potions out and say, who doesn't have one of these?
No, I got 2 healing potions. I'm good.
So do I. How about you there, Elder Green?
I have 2,
All right. How about you?
but I'll take
Spirit?
those if you'd like.
Whoa, and you snatch them out of my hand.
And Riberos, you said that you were going to kind of inspect the chief there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I take the antitoxins.
And as you kind of look over the chief, you notice that he seems to be wearing armor which isn't made for, or doesn't appear to be made by anybody who lives in an aquatic environment, as far as you know. So it's not native to like a Coatland. It actually appears to be armor worn by nobility from Saltmarsh.
Well, that's interesting.
He's also wearing a signet ring that could be matched with the armor.
That sounds like something I could take, perhaps.
Is any of this reminiscent of when we were hanging out the lizard people with their congregation, their big come-together meeting? Would that armor be like what the ambassadors were wearing?
None of these Coatlands look familiar from that particular... you did see 2 tribes of Coatland here, but you don't recognize any members of those tribes.
But does the armor or the signet match anything that...
No, these are indicative of human make from Saltmarsh. They're human make armor and a human make ring, and they appear to be human.
They're
made from
outsourcing.
Saltmarsh.
They're outsourcing.
I'm gonna look at that ring and see if it might be a clue as to about my missing group.
How
of
do you know
adventures.
he's got the ring? Roberto's got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Riberos picked it up.
What
off
kind of
his
armor
body.
is it?
It's splint armor.
thank you, Rule Nazi.
You're looking at the treasure chest. You give me and Roberto's our moment in the sun. The sunless, sunken citadel.
Chest said, ooh. Chest said, ooh, Woo! Ooh. Sorry, there's also 231 gold pieces and 2 onyx gems in that chest, Chad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that.
Treasure over here. Do you have anything in your possession from what you just looked at that I might find interesting?
Forgot about the money.
I found this armor and this matching ring.
Wow.
Not sure it's something I can use. Do you need this?
I don't need any armor. What's that ring look like?
It matches the armor.
Does it look like
It's set.
anything that might be a clue from my personal quest here?
Yeah, so
I
there's
inspect it.
yeah, so the signet ring seems to bear one family crest, and you recognize it from the dossiers that you've seen sailing out to on the mission as the ring belonging to Talgan, who's one of the missing agents from town, and then the armor has the family name Hucreal worked onto it. So it could it could belong to either 2 of the family members of the Hucreal family who are missing.
Talgan and Hucreal. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You look like you recognize that ring, Jacobo.
Yeah. Looks like some family crests from back town.
You know whose ring that is? Whose family?
He looks a little bit like the Talgan family. And the crest on the armor looks like the Hucreal family.
Talgan? They took him away?
So this is the moment you guys start to choke. This is the moment the potions effect starts.
Talgan. Well, actually, I got the bubble around my head, so.
That's right. Yeah. So you're good. This is where it starts to wear off for Jack.
Tell me more, Jacobo. Stop stuttering and tell me the story.
He fumbles through his vest and pulls up his little potion and like pops the cap off of it and snorts it like cocaine out of the bottle. Whoop.
There is one that you did have to re-up on, which is the protection from cold.
I'll tell you when I'm chilly.
Red.
That's fun.
Well, I only have one bottle of that, so I'll go ahead and sneak it past the bubble.
Oh, right.
I will quaff the potions.
Oh,
And then Riberos, you didn't have to take yours until halfway through the exploration of the Sunken Citadel, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
yeah, that's right.
You
So
gonna
you
let
have
us?
just he's got a little bit more time. He's got about a half hour more time on his, so his will run out, somewhere in the middle of the next area.
You're gonna let us drink alone, Riberos? We're all drinking, celebrating a victory, and you're not gonna drink with us. Okay.
Waste not, want not.
You're like
I like Hey, Gilfin, how long's it been since you had a real drink, of the old Captain Morgan?
oh, my hand's shaking. Oh, you noticed.
Yeah, you're getting low. You better have a sip.
I don't know if
So
I got any on me.
What do you all want to do next?
Well, I'm gonna let Gilfin, because he's kind of like the captain.
What?
You're the captain, so I'm gonna let you take the money.
Oh, money? Whoa, now we're talking.
Look at this. There's money down in the chest here, Captain.
How much?
Well, I didn't write that down.
I know. I'm going to write it down if you tell me.
Didn't you?
No, I'm sorry.
Isn't it
I was-
231
onyx.
gold pieces? And
I have to admit, I too am sitting in the dark with my TV on with 10 hours of ocean life footage to make it feel like I'm
That's
under the
pretty
water.
It's
Oh, I want to
231,
do that.
231 gold pieces and 2 onyx gems, each
Well-
worth 30 gold.
All right, you only take these onyx gems too?
Yeah, you're the captain. I figure you'll just pay us out later, right? And he winks.
You got something in your eye? Water getting there? You were telling us about that signet ring before you started choking.
Yeah, looks like it's to the hang on, I started writing something down on another thing here. The Taugen family and the crest on the armor looks like the Hucreal.
You think these are the people they stole the clothes from the people you're looking for?
Well, either that or they bargained for them and sent them off packing naked.
Well, then she would probably know.
Give her a good answer.
Yeah. Do we don't want to do like good cop, bad cop, or something like that?
Well, I can't speak Aquan.
In Elder Greek, speak Aquan.
Yeah, don't set her on fire. Ask her about these family crests and this armor. If they're ask her if she pilfered them.
Was she awake? Because I thought we knocked her out, didn't we?
Give her some Captain Morgan.
All right, but I ain't got a lot to spare. All right, I'm gonna go over to her mouth and just kind of pour it in her gills.
So she sort of kind of like raggedly comes away and speaks Aquan back at you all and says, "Please leave me alone. Set me free. I don't trouble anyone anymore."
I am going to approach her and kind of crouch down. Oh gosh, we're underwater, aren't we?
Yeah, you
So-
can just kind of swim over.
Yeah, so I'm gonna swim over to her and kind of like shimmy my way down to her level and just smile at her. And yeah, she can understand me, no? Because I'm seeing Aquan underwater.
Yep.
That makes sense. So yeah, I'm just going
Can't
to
you
say
speak to her telepathically?
I can too, but I'm just gonna talk to her as a person.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try to freak her out just yet.
Sounds good.
I'm just going to say, we'd love to let you go, but we have a few questions first that you have to answer, okay?
I'll tell you anything.
Where did they get this signet ring?
We took it. They took it. They had me set a trap for them. The group that came, they came down in here in the caves, and we killed them. Well, we didn't kill them all the way, but they had these expensive shiny things, and we took them.
Where is that group now?
Oh, they're down the shaft. They're down the shaft with Bellic. Bellic is using them.
Who is Bellic?
Bellic. She came here not too long ago now. She's been here a while. Yes, cooking up sort of mysteries. Grenell doesn't ask too many questions, but Grenell is useful. And Bellic keeps me.
I'm going to turn to Jacobo and inform him. Your friends are down that shaft. The people that you're looking for. They injured them and took their things, and they're with somebody named Bellic. Yep, so I let him know that. What else do we want to know from her?
We need about the apple and the baby bronze dragon.
I'm going to turn back to her and I'm going to say, would you happen to know anything about an apple of life?
Yes, the fruit from the land comes from the Golthius tree.
The Golthius tree?
Yes, Bellic keeps the Golthius tree down the shaft. It makes the fruit from the land. The land people thinks it's good, but it's poison.
So it isn't a healing apple.
It can heal, or it can take life away, and you never know which one you're gonna get.
Ooh.
That's bullshit. You need to know which one.
Bellic doesn't want you to know.
No, there's got to be a way to tell which apple heals and which apple kills.
Maybe Bellic knows, but Gretel doesn't know.
Gilfin pulls his sword out. You know.
Gretel doesn't know. Gretel doesn't know. And as you do that, the potted seaweed next to Gretel that was sitting on the dais sort of comes to life, and then reaches out to attack you in response to your threat against her, Gilfin.
Okay. Yeah, Gilfin can speak aquatic. Sorry.
Gilfin, go ahead and roll initiative.
He just doesn't let you guys know. It's gonna be 17.
Gilfin, okay, so this has 18, so it's going to make its attack against your armor class, okay?
Alright.
Alright, so...
A duel.
Yeah. So it rolls a 17 to hit,
That will hit.
and that's going to be 3 damage against you. It's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna swing for 11.
Alright.
Wait, I'm sorry. 9. 9 plus 5. 9, 10, 11,
That's 14.
14, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That's with the, he had just pulled his rapier out, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's going to do 4 points damage. I rolled a 1.
That's it. Yep, that's all it takes.
The next...
Boy, I didn't know you could speak that underwater jargon.
Yeah, you guys would notice that because he was speaking aquatic to her. He got motivated to say something, yeah. So, the next swipe's going to be your head. How do you tell the apples apart?
And, again, she says, Gretel doesn't know. He swears it. Bellic is the one that does the sorcery. Bellic's down the shaft. Go ask Bellic.
Well, I'll do more than ask Bellic.
He sort of just kind of cowers. Oh, yes, go ask her. Leave Gretel alone.
Yeah, Gilfin took on a whole air of, he looked a little bit more troubled than, like, Jacobo had ever seen him. Like, more
Crazy
darker.
in the eye.
Yeah, a little bit more on edge than Jacobo has ever seen him. Like, he was razor-sharp focused on that fucking apple.
Not all the time, Captain, but every once in a while, I'm reminded as to the reason why you're in charge.
He kind of shakes it off. Yeah, we need to find Bellic. Sorry, Elder Green. I need that apple. But if you could still talk to her about the dragon, we need to save the dragling. It's a child.
Gretel, I have one final question and then we'll let you go, I promise.
Okay, please. Please.
Is there a dragonling near here?
Yes. Dern thinks he can take a dragon. He thinks when Bellic comes, he's going to use his dragon on Bellic and take the Golthius tree for himself. But he doesn't realize that even as wormlings, dragons are smarter than Colin. That dragon, it ate quite a bit of Dern's people. I imagine it's still prowling around somewheres. Too big to get out. Doesn't know it could probably get out with some help.
I'm going to turn to the party and say in common, should we let her go or do you want her dead?
Nah, let her go. What's she gonna do?
Gilfin stays silent.
What'd she say about the dragon?
That it's prowling around. They couldn't control it because it's too smart.
So
So
was the
it's
last
just-
place she saw it?
Where's the last place you saw the dragon?
Oh, Dern said it was holed up somewhere in the Citadel, but Grinnell doesn't remember where.
You've been a great help, Gretel. You can go now.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm a pathetic creature. My tribe will not take me. I have betrayed them. I'll be left to wander the Underdark on my own.
As she leaves, I smack her on the ass.
Oh,
And so she sort of just she shoots through the double doors at the other end of the chamber, not the ones that you entered through. You guys kind of sort of came through a hallway opposite to them, and she shoots through these other doors and appears. It's still dark on the other side, but it appears to be another sort of ghostly lit other chamber that's much larger than this one, and then of course the lit shaft and the 4 remaining corpses of the lieutenants are in the body, or I'm sorry, in the chamber that you guys remain in. So how would you like to proceed?
Well, I think we need to look for that dragon, and I need to go down the shaft.
yeah, we need to go after Bellic. As much as I want to save that dragon, that apple's important.
Wait, didn't we see some eyes glowing back at us in that doorway back there?
We did.
By cracky, that could be the dragon.
Anybody speak dragon?
How do we speak
Yes, I
dragon?
speak Draconic.
Yeah.
Well, there you
I
go.
do as well.
Well, there you go. You can speak telepathically to him, can't you? The way you always
Right.
just speak to me at breakfast.
Of course.
I knew you could, and I knew it was you.
Well, it's not always
Sounds
me.
Well, we could maybe use the dragon to help us take out Bellic. If he's
If
got
we go
big
back
forces.
there, why don't you make an offer and tell it we'll get it out of that, if it is the dragon. Tell it we'll get him out of there. If he'll help us get revenge, and then we'll him get out of here.
Yeah,
We've only got an hour, and we got really, in all actuality, we got a half an hour. We got to get out of here.
dragons can tell if you're telling the truth or you're lying, and we know that her mother, the dragon's mother, sent us down here, so we'll know we're telling the truth. They're like lie detectors.
If we know it, do we know the mother's name? We could give the name.
I wrote it down, and I cleaned this room today, and I don't know where I have
That's
that,
all right.
So I'm
We-
sorry.
We'll
we can
refer to the mother as mother.
Yeah.
We know your mother. She's got a scar right on
We'll
her
just
left
say that
wrist.
you say her name, and then
All right. Sounds good.
The creature will believe you. So
Sounds good. Let's go.
Bastion.
Provided that it is that creature. So let's go back there, and let's make haste.
All right. So you guys want to retrace your steps to that door where the eyes were peering
Yeah,
back.
I'll take point. I'll swim ahead with my crossbow out like a tadpole with a fucking crossbow.
Yeah. You all make it back there without any trouble.
A tadpole.
And as you approach the door, it sort of rattles on its hinges, and you hear a growling noise.
All right, octopus man, do your stuff.
Yeah, slide under the door or something.
We don't know its name, right? Like, isn't it just a dragon?
You do know its mother's name, so you could say child of.
Yeah, does anybody remember what that is? I don't have that written down.
Her name is Martha.
Child of Martha.
Yeah. So if you want to start talking to the dragon, it says its name is Calcicrix. If that makes things easier, how about that?
Calcicrix. My mother's name is Martha as well.
Calcrix. That's what it is.
Oh.
Calcrix.
My apologies, Calcrix.
So
We've been
Calcrix
looking for you.
responds, I thought you smelled different than the Coalinth in Draconic, but I could not be sure of you. There were others here. There are others still here who smell tainted.
Yes, and we'd like to help you get back home. But first we must slay the tainted ones. Can you help us with that?
I could help you slay them, but I would not fit down into them. If you free me, I cannot fit to free myself from the Citadel. I have grown too large eating coal.
That's brutal.
That's lovely. Give me the keys, Jacobo.
I must eat to grow large enough to tear these walls down, or I must grow into my magic and learn how to polymorph to escape.
Just don't eat us. Give me the keys.
I hand you the keys.
How do you grow into your magic?
As I get older, I will grow into my powers, and as I eat, I will grow into my size. So whichever happens first, that's what will free me.
I'm going to start using the keys to try to unlock the door.
So as you do unlock the door, and you see Calcrix, the bronze dragon wormling, in all of his splendor. the room opens and appears to be sort of an important room to what was once this Drow chapel, sunken deep in the Underdark. It seems to have weapons racks and to be adorned with trophies from extraplanar creatures and demons of all types. Roberos, you kind of recognize the the head of a Glabrezu demon, like from the realms of the abyss. Gilfin, you recognize something as well. Something strikes you on the weapons rack. These Drow-made weapons, these spears and swords, spark a memory of a time on an island, and all of a sudden you are sparked with visions of spider-haunted caves, but tropical bird calls kind of ring in your ears.
Yeah, he gets that 1,000-yard stare.
But you do notice that the dragon has piled treasure around it, from both the trophies in the room and apparently from its victim. As dragons do, the wormling has collected a pile of treasure.
The wormling's not sick like the mother.
The wormling is not sick, no.
I bow to your splendor, and Elder Green is going to lower his head down to the dragon.
And the wormling sort of bows back. It is well to do. It is well that you bow to me.
I'm gonna mimic him. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to get eaten by a wormling dragon.
And he kind of bows back at you. Yes. Show me respect. So you say that you have spoken with my mother.
Yes, she's sick. And down below where you cannot fit, they're creating apples that could heal her.
Oh, healing apples, yes. Yes, some of the apples are tainted. I can smell the difference between them.
It's an interesting ability. We'll have to use that.
Yes, I can smell the taint. I can smell the taint on the seaweed. I know which are the dead creatures that have returned, and I know which are the dead ones. Which are the live ones that will spring to life.
Dead ones that have returned, you say?
The Gulthias tree makes seedlings of itself that produce only tainted fruit, but sometimes they return because they cannot resist the beckoning of the Gulthias tree. The Gulthias only seeks to grow, and it will eat its own seedlings in order to consume and become larger.
That sounds like very important information. Thank you. Do you need anything to eat while we're away?
If you find any more coalinth in the caverns, you can trick them my way. Consuming them will help me break free of the Sunken Citadel.
Do they need to be alive?
There's 3 well-done ones in the hallway.
I only consume them alive. I roast them right before eating. Otherwise...
Well, I roasted a few a little bit ago, if that's okay.
Tainted by this water. They must be alive.
I'm sorry, I wish we had found you earlier. I'd bring you live meat, but unfortunately we've killed them all.
I was going to say, do you not think I could slay them if they were brought to me live?
Unfortunately, they're all dead. Which I think is the first time I've ever said that. Wow. Do you think you'll be okay here while we progress on? We'll come back for you and help you get out.
Gaze upon my splendor and fear not for my life.
Can Gilfin work his way towards those weapons and stuff that he recognizes?
I want to say to the dragon, Your Eminence, in order to fight the threat that is protecting the apples, may we take from your hoard?
If you return to me with an apple from the Gulthias tree, so that you may heal my mother, and you may use the weapons that you find stored here, but take no other treasure.
Thank you. Gilfin, you can take the weapons.
And I'll relay the other information that we learned about the tree and the apple sniffing.
Well, Gilfin just wants to study the weapons.
Okay, yeah. What do you want to know about them?
Well, he recognizes them vaguely. Just kind of try to get, look at the pommels, blades, metalwork, anything like that that might stand out.
You get these flashes in your memory, these visions of an island, but also with these web-choked caves. and you hear tropical songbirds cawing, and the sound of ocean lapping against the shore in your sense memory.
Let's go get that apple.
You said there was something that jumped out to me as well.
Yes, there. One of the heads upon the wall, in this apparent trophy room from the time it was inhabited by the Drow, is an abyssal creature. You recognize it as a Glabrezu, so you know that it's one of the most powerful demons of the abyss. So you can only assume that this trophy room is full of super valuable, high quality creature trophies, based just on that information alone. That these things are things that you would not want to mess with.
Gotcha.
Does Jacobo see anything that might be interesting to a crossbow wielder, seeing as how the Drow are like
in the
crossbow
dragon
wielding?
horde, or on the weapons rack?
Yeah, or on the dragon horde.
So the analog for these weapons would be all considered +1. You'd be able to get 4 +1 spears, 4 +1 rapiers, 4 +1 daggers, and then you would find 10 +1 crossbow bolts and 10 +1 arrow.
Well, I'm going to take those crossbow bolts. Does anyone want them daggers? I'm going to have them if you don't. I hear no objections. I'm taking them. Did I lose everyone?
No.
No.
Sorry.
There
There was
Nobody
no
wants them.
objections.
I'm
Scope it
okay
out,
with
man.
Henry the dagger. Just the one for me.
Stuffing them in my backpack, and I'm going to arm myself with 1 or 2 of them. We'll talk about that later. You should probably have one of these. Anyway, I'm going to take that ammunition too.
This dragon, does it look like a wormling, or is it more full grown than it was described earlier?
Yeah, it's just it looks like it. So I would say a wormling is the size of like a deer. You know what I mean? And this thing is more like the size of an elephant, not an elephant, but like a rhinoceros, or like a Clydesdale, like bigger than like a Clydesdale maybe, or something. Like it can't fit through the door anymore. You know, it's just,
Right, but it's still really young, right?
Yeah, it's still young in age-wise. So time, it hasn't. So it's
Right,
enough
and he even
time
said
hasn't passed.
himself that he doesn't
Yes.
have all his powers yet.
Right, he's bigger than he should be because he's been feasting on his enemies.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And given enough time, he might even shrink down to appropriate size.
Okay, well, I'm ready, everybody, if you want to go
I'm
down.
ready. Let's go, yeah.
Yeah, no, Gilfin's like out the door, focused on that apple.
All right, so
a
now,
little spooked by the weapons he saw and the memories that it has conjured up in his head.
so now you guys are headed back towards the throne room, retracing your steps again towards that well, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes,
That is
we're gonna
correct.
go. We're gonna go down the shaft. We're gonna give him the shaft.
Down the shaft.
Please.
Okay, so as you swim down the shaft, it comes down into a U bend, and you emerge on the other side into a wet cave, an underdark cave, with solid ground. You're
I
sort
assume
of in
that. I assume that we are in complete pitch black again, right? You guys are
Yep.
lighting the way.
Well, it's not pitch black. There's the cave is damp, and the walls are covered in a luminescent fungus that sheds a violet light. It's sort of in a wide cavern, like 40 by 40 cavern. It's chilly and damp in the air, and you kind of emerge just by like a 4 foot by 4 foot shaft that's like a pool in the corner of this room, or in the side of this room.
Okay.
So there's kind of an earthy smell, and it seems to have like an actual like rotting vegetation and animal type smell, fishy, fungusy, mushroomy, moldy. It's kind of gross.
I'm gonna just kind of poke around and look at the vegetation, see if there's anything sticks out to me, any signs of dead folk or tracks, or if it just looks like unfucked with vegetation, just laying around, normal stuff.
You hear the creaking of a wheel in the darkness. They're sort of 10 feet away.
So we are not in the water anymore.
No,
Not
you've
submerged.
emerged. Have you emerged from the pool? You said you have.
I'm out of the
You
pool.
said you're looking around, so you've emerged from the water. So
I'll
Yeah.
follow.
okay, and Riberos has too. But yeah, you've emerged from the water, and as you're poking around, you hear the creaking of a wheel.
Boy, put my hand up like as to like a symbol, like don't go any further. What about you two, Gilf and Elder Green? Do you come up out of the water?
I was probably up behind Roberto's, but if Roberto stopped before I got out of the water, that's up to the DM.
No, it's up to you. You can either be out of the water.
I'll say about
or
halfway
in the
out.
water.
I'm gonna say halfway out of the water.
Okay, so you got your head out of the water.
Yeah, just
Okay.
creeping up behind Roberto's.
But
Okay.
So I have dark vision. Does that help any?
So in the dark, okay, you see that there are two robed skeletons tending a fungus garden.
All right, I'll relay that information.
Oh my goodness!
How do you do it?
Something unnatural is afoot. There
So
are
you just
two
say it out loud?
skeletons. Whisper.
You whisper. Yeah, two pinpoints of light sort of turn their heads in your direction. The skeleton's eyes look where you guys are, and they see you and hiss in undead hatred. And they pick up their hose that they were tending the garden with, and everybody roll initiative.
We didn't even. We
Do
didn't
the
do
hose also
anything.
get initiative?
What's that?
Do the hose get
You son of a
initiative?
gun. Hose always get initiative. Says we didn't even do anything.
Did Roberto's roll a natural 20?
No, it's a 17 plus 3.
We call that a soggy 20.
A soggy 20.
Is that just because we got out of the water?
All right. Yeah. So yeah, Jacobo goes first.
All right. Well, I've got my
Dun,
got
dun,
crossbow, and I have just regular bolts in it. They don't have that plus P. Oh wow! I just said plus P. It's a gun term. Anyway, natural 20.
Yay!
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I got a natural 20. I didn't do any of my other stuff first. That would have been better. Okay, let me see here. So that means I get to roll this little bead boy here. Crossbow is 2d8s. So that's 10 damage.
Okay, that kills it.
Aha! So I shoot out its crotch, and so its spine just falls between its two legs and onto the ground, and it breaks like a
Underwater kind of just explodes apart. Or no, I'm sorry, it's not underwater.
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, into the
So
soft muck.
I shoot out the pelvic bone, which is connected
Yeah.
to the hip bone,
Yeah.
and
Sounds good.
it falls apart.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What else?
That's it. I'm sorry. That's the end of my turn. I don't have a second attack with my crossbow yet,
Okay.
unless I use a
Embarrassed.
hand crossbow. I'm using my regular crossbow. Cheers.
Twig blight sounds something I can just shoot fire at.
Yeah. So so you have the dark vision, so you notice that joining these skeletons, kind of coming towards your group and attacking. Yeah. Wait a minute, Jacobo. How'd you see that guy? Dark vision.
The glow of his eyes.
Oh no, the glow.
of his
Oh yeah, the
eyes.
glow. Okay, okay, yeah, good enough. Good
It
enough.
was because it was a natural 20.
Good enough. I'll take it. All right. I'll allow it.
All right. I'll remember to roll with disadvantage next
Yeah.
time.
Riberos, you see these twig blights, which are the seaweed creatures, sort of in a tree-like arrangement. So you notice that they have like the underwater would be these kind of like long wavy leaves. As they skitter towards you across the land, they're kind of spidery branches supporting these broad, look like tropical fruit-bearing leaves as this thing kind of comes towards you. And so you said you wanted to engage with that?
Yeah, I could shoot that. Produce some flame.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
It's 1d8 fire damage. So 3.
Yeah, it's engulfed in flame, so it's destroyed.
Oh, it looks like I hit a skeleton.
Yeah, you can see the pile of bones next to the that you heard clatter in the darkness next to the twig blade as it goes up in flame. And as the twig blade kind of crackles on the ground, it does provide a dim light lighting up the cavern for all to see.
Thanks, Cheery.
Also, the magic of your produced flame remains on your hand in case you want to use it again until you cast another spell with arrows.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. Gilfin, you're up.
Yeah, so with the light flickering around the cave, is there any more twig blights around?
Yeah,
us?
there's one twig blade skittering towards you on its twig-like spidery skittering towards you on branch-like legs, and then there's also a skeleton wielding a hoe.
I'm gonna go for the twig blight because it's closer.
Yeah, it's across this damp, mossy-smelling cavern.
24.
That hits.
Woo!
That's with the rapier. That's gonna be 10.
Yeah, it's obliterated.
So I just kind of swipe into that one.
Yeah.
And I believe the skeleton will be out of range.
No, you could actually move and engage with it. You can engage with anything. There's only one zone in this room, so you can move and engage with anything in here.
All right, then I will, whatever movement I got, I'll move to that and try to go after him. But I'm just a little too slow, it looks like, so I rolled an 8.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
All right, so I'm just up on him and his hoe.
Okay. And as you kind of come at him, he just kind of lurches towards you, skeleton-like, with his hoe. So let's see. He rolls a 9 to hit. Does that hit?
No.
No, so he just kind of whiffs on by. Elder Green, it's your turn.
All right, I am going to roll for an Eldritch Blast on the skeleton.
Okay.
And that's a 9, so it's going to be 15 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
And it's going to be 6 damage.
All right, that destroys it.
Hooray! Okay, so, Elder Green he's just chilling out in the pool because he didn't get out like everybody else did. And he the flames flickering, he's kind of distracted playing in the water. And the flames flickering gets his attention, so he kind of just lazily raises his hand, and the skeleton's bones fly in every direction.
Are you saying you underhand it?
Underhand it.
Yeah, so that ends the combat, right? Everything's destroyed.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah. So these guys they're not creatures that kind of have anything of note. And as you kind of continue looking around this room, Jacopo,
I'll light a torch to do so.
Yeah, you don't see anything other than this sort of garden that's kind of preparing the mushrooms to come to fruit.
What about these mushrooms? You can make some good whap with those.
What are you speaking of?
What if these
wet algae poison?
What if these mushrooms are like those apples? What if these guys are gardeners? And the same things they do with the apples, they do with the mushrooms, but they're tastier.
Elder Green is going to find one of the skeletons and just pick up its skull and kind of crouch down and just look at it for a while. And then he's going to say, "If I ever die, I hope I get to be a gardener. If I ever die, make my skeleton a gardener, Jacopo.
Yeah.
By then, you'll have the power, I know."
Yeah, I'll do that.
I wouldn't go looking for death. It finds us all.
Well,
Well,
not
yeah.
all of us.
Dead doesn't mean gone.
What do you mean?
Anyway, well, I'm just saying.
Sometimes your skeleton gets to be a gardener.
Yeah.
You should
And sometimes you'll be sitting there gardening and all of a sudden someone shoots you randomly in the dark, right in your pelvic bone.
You think they were innocent. They attacked us. They weren't gardeners, they were guards.
Protecting their garden.
From what? We didn't attack the garden.
Well, we definitely could have.
But we didn't.
All I'm saying is I'm not here to assume anything about skeletons.
Jacopo, when you die, do you want to be a carpenter?
I hope that when I die, it's with a belly full of rum. And, never mind, I don't want to finish that sentence. It's too vulgar. Too vulgar. My last wish is very perverted. I don't like to talk like that.
I'm just saying, when you die, I don't know if I want to come back as a gardener, or a guy rowing a boat, or a carpenter, or even a skeleton octopus.
I'm a sailor. When I die, I'm going to go to the same place every other sailor goes. right down to Legolas's locker.
Yes, a burial at sea. That's how everybody in the congregation is buried.
Yeah.
Burial sea sounds cold and lonely.
Boy, Kitten, speaking of cold and lonely, you've been acting a little squirrely since we had that fight earlier and you saw that chamber. What's going on? What's eating you?
Those weapons on the wall reminded me of my time on the island when I was stranded.
These are some fine weapons.
There wasn't fine people on that island.
Good balance on these daggers. Well, what happened on the island?
That's the funny thing, Jacobo. I don't remember.
Was it
got a
because
lot
you
of
had too much Captain Morgan?
Yeah, the sun was hot. Might have fried my brain a little bit. But, I remember I was shipwrecked on that island alone for 4 years. It's kind of where I learned to tell stories. And, I learned to fish. And then one day a merchant ship came by and just saved me. I spent the next 2 years repaying that debt before I was able to set down in old Mungberg Bay. And then that's where I met beautiful Mara. And the rest is history. And if I want to make more history, I need that apple.
Kind of like you plucked me out of the water, then.
Yeah, I paid the debt for 2 years. You've only got a few months in, so you owe me a lot more.
The good news is it sounds like there might be multiple apples we can use.
Yeah, I need as many apples as I can get. I'm just saying, if I die, Jacobo, and you see me gardening, kill me again.
I'll shoot you right.
I'll kill you again if you die. I'm sorry, when you die. It's coming up.
You seem way too hippie about that.
Seems like he knows exactly when you're going to die.
Yeah, what's the great old one got to do with it, huh?
The great old ones have plans for all of us.
So they tell you those plans?
Sometimes.
Well, if they start telling you about the plans for me, you just go ahead and give me the old heads up.
They tell you about the plans for Ouroboros, or is he out of the loop?
They don't talk much.
Yeah, I care not for otherworldly plans.
I agree with you there, sir. I don't believe our lives are predestined by some gods afar. We're pawns, no.
If you don't believe those things, then don't let old Elder Green here take you out into a shallow pond in the middle of the night in a green robe. Otherwise, you'll be having all sorts of scary dreams. Octopuses coming out of the dark water going, ooga booga! Your nightmares. Like me.
What nightmares are you having, Jacobo?
Undescribable, mate. I'll be swimming, and all of a sudden I see that great big bloody old one, coming out of the darkness.
Oh, I love that one.
Wrapping his tentacles around me and pulling me deep down to the depths.
In a hug.
Right down to the Iron Swan. That's where she is. If I die and I go down to Legolas's locker, I hope I'm a gardener like you. But maybe on the deck of the old Iron Swan. God's rester. Best ship ever made.
How long was she at sea? 2 weeks?
It was a fortnight, yep.
More like a prototype in that definition then, huh? Not really a
There
ship.
wasn't no prototype. It was grand. It was my vision. Totally paid for. And it's like everything I ever wanted. And I was allowed to sail on her. And I told her the condition of me designing the ship is I get to live on it and sail on it.
And what did you name your ship?
The Iron Swan.
Wouldn't an iron swan sink, Jacobo?
Not my Iron Swan.
Well, it did sink, didn't it?
That's because a great big bloody sea monster ripped her in half, mate.
Well,
I'm sure the great Cthulhu told Elder Green that boat would sink and that he'd find you hanging out with me in a bar.
Did he?
Well, think of it this way, Jacobo. If your ship had never sank, you would have never met me.
Right.
I pull my little flask of rum out and just take a swig.
Yeah, give me some of that too.
Here you go.
I'll take 2.
Now you're drinking too much.
All right.
1 sip. You're a half pint, you get half a sip.
I weigh 46 pounds, you dick.
Perhaps you could just fill the cap.
That's a good idea. Give me back the skin here.
I'll pull out my shot glass, which is a thumbtack.
I was gonna let you lick it out the cap. It's kind of cute when you do it. Well, we're quite the cracked crew, that's for sure. Now, why are you still with us, bros? What do you want out of this? Good
Got
answer.
bored waiting.
Seems like to me that you're an explorer of the natural world, kind of like me.
I was a long time ago. Then I settled down, just lived, protected the forest. That was a long time ago. It's just me now.
You didn't have no kids or anything, bros? Swamplings?
They were taken from this world in an attack.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Was it fish creatures like we're fighting right now? You want to stab at them a little extra?
I'm not sure who it was. It's a mystery. Never been able to determine what happened exactly.
Well, if it means anything, I'd like to help you find these perpetrators. I have a family. I know what it's like, and I don't want to lose them. That's why I need this apple.
In the fungus patch, you see in this, like I said, it's a 40 by 40 room, and you see to the east and to the south, there are doorways leading out of them that are finished in roughly the same style as the GOS Citadel above. So this might be just another, or at least partially at least, another layer of the GOS Citadel. But to the north, there appears to be sort of a rocky, sunken, craggy tunnel that is unfinished and rough, and just appears to be a cave into the Underdark beyond.
I tasted a mushroom, and I'm going to take a couple of them in my pack.
Yeah, they just have sort of an earthy, mushroomy taste, but they don't. They're not dangerous or harmful in any way. And as soon as you pick them from the wall, they stop shedding their light.
Nom nom nom. It's good. Let's head on.
So you have 3 options to proceed on to. You have the east, which is a finished doorway, the south, which is a finished doorway, or the north, which is a cavern that sort of continues into the Underdark.
Well, I remember a story about a king from the north, and I think we should travel that way. My gut
I
tells me.
disagree.
All right. Which way do you want to go then?
The opposite way. South.
They do this
There
a
is
lot,
no-
Roboros. Don't worry about
There
it.
is no south. There's east, north, or west.
No. There's east, north, or south. It came
I
from
said
the
that.
west.
I said that.
Yeah, they do it a lot, Roboros. I just let them
All right.
get it out of their system, and then we follow through.
It's an
Out the
inside joke
sun.
between
How are you
Trent and I.
telling which direction is which?
It's
They
an
make
inside
this
joke.
shit up. Oh, yeah.
My gods, tell me which direction is which.
I tell you, they're making this shit up. Just, let them do their
All
thing.
right, fine. Let's go your way.
So which way are you going? I'm sorry. South?
South.
Okay. So you you pass through this pathway south, and it leads into what appears to be a garden-like hallway, also filled with that luminescent violet fungus.
Very pretty.
So yeah, this hallway is sort of it's 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall, and it's finished walls, just like the citadel above. But it has that fungus growing on it, and some of the earth from the garden is kind of kicked around the floor. And as you kind of walk along, you come to a rift that opens. The rift opens into a corridor that continues on across the rift 10 feet away. So you kind of would have to either leap this passage. It's sort of offset. So you're to the left and the right of you are just big open cavernous spaces, and then an abyss at your feet that leads off into nothing, and you'd have to leap this 10-foot distance onto a small shelf and then sort of kind of crawl around in order to continue on your path through the citadel.
Well, I suppose we could throw the small one across.
I will leap.
I've got a hook and a rope. You can throw me across there. I can secure it.
I'm going to leap across. I trust my gods will protect me.
I want to watch that.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, so I get a running start and I'm going to jump across. I rolled a 19.
All right, so yeah, you make it across.
That's
And who's-
bullshit.
Who else is doing what now?
Jacobo says that's bullshit. Well, I'll follow suit with him. I have a strength score of 13, so I can jump 13 feet.
No, Jacobo, don't. It's dangerous. Throw a rope across. I'll secure it.
Yeah, no way am I letting you jump and then me not jump. All right?
You've got tiny legs.
I can still jump, mate.
It's more of a skip.
Whee!
Okay, and I'm going to crouch down like one would, like when beckoning a child.
Okay.
And I'm going to go, come on, jump, I'll catch you.
Don't you try catching me. And I jump across.
I'm going to, even though he jumps to the right of me, I'm going to leap over toward him and grab him in a hug. And go, I caught you.
Oh,
And we're laying on the ground. I'm looking at him with a very angry face, and I put a mushroom in his mouth.
All right.
that's erotic.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go straight forward, not paying any attention to whether or not Gilfin or anybody else gets across.
His name's Roboros. Hey, Jacobo, here's a
So
rope.
yeah. So who's across now?
Me and Elder Green.
Right, you and Elder Green. Okay, and there's a rope fashioned, right?
I'm going to send him a rope that way.
I can catch it. I got it. I have a grappling hook. I can try and secure it so that they can climb if they wanted.
Yeah, this is not a super difficult thing. I mean, if Elder Green with an 8 strength score can jump across it on a roll of 2, you guys can easily navigate this.
It was his
problem.
moment. Let
So-
him have it. It was his moment.
Yeah.
Let him have it.
Sorry.
He got fed a mushroom, okay? He got a treat.
And so Roberos, you and Gilfin, you guys gonna follow across, right?
Oh, yes.
And Elder
Yeah,
Green, you've been walking along forward, and you kind of the corridor kind of bends around and then bends back the way that you were coming in sort of a U, and opens up into a faded mosaic tile decorated room in the style of the images of dark-skinned elves winning battles against fair-skinned rivals, with spider creatures sort of and demons feasting upon their bones. And then situated in the center of the chamber is a slim pedestal in the shape of a matronly spider with a big, fat, bloated body, sort of feasting on the torso of a creature whose legs kind of remain on the floor. It's sort of a statue in that kind of shape. Then at the base of that is sort of an altar tray with what appears to be an offering tray that's empty.
I'm going to call out to Jacobo. Jacobo, you have to see this.
I'm right here by you.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
I'm short.
Yeah.
You don't have to shout. I'm right here.
Isn't this room just marvelous? This is exactly what I want the house to look like.
You want pictures of dark-skinned people fighting fair-skinned people
Well,
all over the walls?
No. I want it like this, but for our gods, not these lesser ones.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Could probably make that happen. Little paint.
So I guess everybody else kind of catches up, but yeah,
Yeah.
other than what you see here, there's nothing more of interest.
Disturbing.
Oh no. He's getting all kinds of great ideas for house decor.
So is there a way to continue?
Nope, not from here.
Yeah, Elder Green just kind of makes a few doodles in his notebook about potential decorating ideas. And then he
Well,
just
looks
goes,
like
well, I'm
south.
done in here.
Well, south was the best way to go, wasn't it?
It's definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah. Now you've
I'm
got
sure
a-
this is what our gods wanted me to see,
I'm
so we
sure
could
it
be
is.
inspired to do the same for our church.
Absolutely. I agree.
Does anyone else have any damage?
Oh, yeah.
Very little. Very little.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm feeling like I'm down 8 hit points.
I want to take a minute to cast Goodberry.
Okay. Produce your good berries.
I like those. I can make those myself.
Give a couple to Jacobo if you need them, and Elder
Take
Green if
two?
he needs them.
I always like a good kid berry.
Fine.
Oh,
None of them even suggested they were injured except for me, but that's okay.
yours are more tart than mine.
It depends on how you're feeling at the time.
I feel angry that we didn't go north. So let's go north.
I think west is the better way. Isn't this room funny, though, Jacobo? Look, it's an offering tray. Here's an offering. And Elder Green is just going to hold up the middle finger to the offering tray. Aren't these gods stupid, Jacobo?
Yeah. And I shove a mushroom onto the offering tray. Take that. Looks like a dick.
And so you guys are going to kind of go back the way you came then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be leaving that scene. Yeah.
So you return to the garden from which you emerged from the pool, and into that fungus garden, lit with the violet, with the skeleton bones. And so now you have the unfinished path to the north, or again the door east. It looks to open to a finished part of the temple as above.
Well, to the east.
Yep. Let's head north.
Yeah. So. Well, I guess then Jacopo marches his way north, and Elder Green pushes through the doors east. So, if you guys want to roll a d20, and whoever rolls higher, I'll take their actions first.
I got a 16.
I got a 7.
All right. So, Elder Green, your part of the adventure will take place first. Gilfin and Roberos, who are you following?
I'll follow Jacobo.
All right, Jacopo's going to the unfinished cave to the north, and Gilfin?
I guess I'm behind Roberts.
All right, so Elder Green, you're the only one that's pushing into the laboratory, so we'll take this part of the adventure first. So you push the door open, and the adventure kind of continues into this finished hallway that, again, is free of the debris in this garden area, and looks to be the unsubmerged portion of the Loth Temple above. There's columns kind of march the length of this 40-foot hallway. They are covered in the fungus that seems to kind of cover everything down here, and it still is kind of choked with that fungus smell. But the floor is immaculate, and some of the furniture, even from Drow times, remains. It appears to be made of bark of some sort of fungus bark, finished and lacquered into furniture. And the contents of these tables include mortars, pestles, small bowls and tools, crushed leaves, chopped up pieces of the fungus from outside, from the walls, and from fungus that you haven't seen in the cavern. You see some of the pieces of the seaweed, twig blights, sort of in various forms of dissection, everything sort of bubbling and beaking around. So, what do you want to do?
Okay, so it seems that this is a laboratory of sorts where they've been experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, and there's no way out of the laboratory?
The laboratory, it's a big ornate room. It may not have originally been a laboratory, but it's definitely being used as one now. So it's an ornate room covered with tables that have laboratory equipment. But it's a columned, well-decorated room, and it has exits out sort of all over the place. You entered from the west of the room. There are 3 doors to the north and 3 doors to the south that seem to continue on, but you don't know what's behind those doors. You're sort of in a rectangular shaped room. It's 20 feet north and south, and then 40 feet east and west.
Okay, and there's no chests in this room that I could go through?
Treasure-wise, there are tools and things. You could cobble together enough things to put together an herbalist kit, or an alchemy kit.
I will put together an alchemy kit.
And you would be able to collect ingredients to probably put together any 2 basic potions with those 2 kits. So basic healing potion, or level 1 type potions.
Okay, well, clearly this is the right way to go. So Elder Green is going to turn around and try to catch up to Jacopo.
All right, so as you trail behind them, Jacopo, you have been venturing north. Jacopo, Roberos, and Gilfin have been venturing deeper into the cave. And as you kind of venture along into the cave, you notice that it sort of opens out into these many branching pathways that lead further on into the Underdark. The floor is rather uneven and stinks and smells of fish and animal musk. The walls are covered with that same glowing fungus, but you also see bits of bone, matted fur, which appear to be stains of blood on the walls, and maybe even some discarded tools that you can barely recognize.
All right. Well, mates, this place looks well lived in.
Looks like we went the right way.
Like something very dangerous might live down here.
Yeah, who's providing the light again? Is it still Ribeiro, so is your still hand?
I was just about to say, I would like to have a torch in my left hand and my hand crossbow in my right hand. So I've got a torch going at this point.
Okay. So as you're kind of chat, you kind of hear a chittering, scraping sound as if furniture being dragged across a wooden floor. Kind of this is the sound of plastic scraping across a wooden floor, sort of, or rubber. Kind of squeaks and scrapes along.
I motion to my boys. Sounds like something, whatever lives here, it's moving around over there in the darkness.
Ilfin, just out of the corner of your eye, from one of the sort of the branching outlet paths of this cave system, you see what looks to be like a giant crab claw sort of peek around the corner and then retreat.
How do you respond? I didn't see it. You did.
Oh, I thought you said Jacobo saw it.
I say Gilfin's used the crab claw.
I can barely see anything. Well, I see a lot of things.
You can in the torchlight.
I see a lot of things. I mean, it looks like seafood walking around. I ignore it.
All right. Something creepy's going on around here, and it's been eaten. There's blood everywhere and bones.
Nah, I can't see too much.
That sound of that scraping kind of continues.
I think we're safe.
You hear a chittering getting louder.
We ain't safe, mate. Whatever's been eaten down here.
This is when Elder Green kind of catches up to you.
Hi, guys. I just appear out of the darkness.
Well, I thought you were behind us.
Well, this place looks creepy as shit.
Well, I mean, if you think crabs are creepy, I mean, crabs are normal crustaceans underneath the water.
I'm trying to shush them. Shush, shush.
Just as Gilfin is explaining about crabs, two giant lumbering forms sort of emerge around the corner. That chittering sound grows louder, and these 10-foot tall giant crab men kind of walk around, and they don't say anything, but their mandibles kind of move quickly, and you just hear that seems to be the source of the chittering.
I'm going to kind of look at the things and then skirt up over to Jacobo and go, my way didn't have any giant crab people. Just saying.
Yeah, we're going to roll initiative here.
Okay.
Look like crabs, talk like people.
Why do I always get 4 on initiative counts?
Weird,
well, I mean, crab people are scary as fuck.
15.
Riveros, you go first.
All right, so there's 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 crab people. Look like crab, talk like people.
Crab people.
I'll go with the produce flame.
Okay.
Oh Lord, does a 10 hit?
You look at it and give you guys a surprise round, or them the surprise round because they get a bonus on that.
They could have. I warned them.
I know. I gave you guys plenty of chance to not go this way.
I tried.
No, you didn't try.
No, you absolutely did not try.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, look, okay, so there's 2 ways. There's a way into a constructed place, a way into a constructed place, and a way into wilderness.
Yeah. Yep. I literally said continues on into the Underdark, and you're like, Underdark.
I thought about saying we should go that way as a joke, and you were just like, seems the right way to me.
Jacobo, it's your turn.
I've got my hand crossbow out. I'm going to drop my torch so I can use it. First attack is a soggy 29.
That hits.
Okay. That's going to be 5 damage with the first attack.
Okay.
I can make a second attack with a hand crossbow.
Okay.
And that will be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
And that second hit will be a 6.
Okay.
To one guy. It's the end of my turn.
The end of your turn. Okay.
That's all I
So
got.
yeah, the two
That's
bolts
action,
plunge
bonus
into the crab person, and it sort of lifts its giant claw up over its head. Is now 11 feet in the air and tries to smash it down on mini Jacopo there. So Jacopo, that's going to be a 17 to hit.
My AC is 16, so yes.
That's 11 damage.
Okay, I'll take it.
And the next one sort of does the same, but it doesn't have the intention behind it as it kind of swipes towards who would be next behind Jacopo there. In the probably Gilfin. You were one of the first in, right?
I thought I was behind Roberos.
Yeah, I follow.
Oh, Roberos. Okay, Roberos. So yeah, it's gonna come after you then. So that's a 20. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Why did they even ask that shit?
You're gonna take 11 damage too.
Does a
Oh, good.
25 hit?
Sorry.
Sometimes
and then,
it doesn't.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, at level 4, I think it does.
In my
So now
campaign,
we'll
it
advance to
doesn't.
Gilfin.
Well, can I get to these crab people as third in line?
Yeah, you can get to them for sure.
All right, I'm gonna try to get in the middle of both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So, run up there, and the first with the rapier, I've got a 18.
That hits. So is that the one that's damaged by Jacopo,
Yes,
or the one that's
yeah.
undamaged? Okay.
I will go with Jacopo first.
Yep, that
That's
hits.
gonna be 5 points damage,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna swipe at the other one. I'm running up and hitting both left and right.
Yep.
The other one, it's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That's gonna be 4 points slashing damage.
Okay. All right. So they both take your hits.
All right.
All right, Elder Green, it's your turn.
Elder Green is going to target the less injured
Yep.
crab people or the creeple.
Yep.
And I get 16 to hit.
That hits.
All right. It's going to be. Sorry, gotta find my dice. 8 damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right. Back to you, Roberos.
So I'm trying to determine.
It's okay. There's a heavy there. So there's just both. One's more damage than the other. So you just tell me which one you want to attack.
One's got 2
Well-
crossbow bolts in it.
Yeah, I'll attack the damaged one. If I get better than a 10. Oh, alright. 23.
That hits.
That's 5 fire damage.
All right. And so you use your produce flame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of shoot a line of flame at it, and it holds its claw up in front of its face. Kind of hisses and roasts like boiling crabs. But it's still up. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Jacopo.
I focus my ire on the one that I've been shooting.
Okay.
That's my bonus action 8 up, so. And I roll a 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right. That's going to be a damage of 10.
All right, yeah, so that finishes off. So just as it's shielding its face from the flames of Roberos and its arm is roasted into crab meat, how do you finish it?
As it's starting to fall down and succumb to the heat, my crossbow bolt goes through its chest and it bursts all this nasty crab meat out the back of its spine, and it goes all over the ground and it falls over like a cooked crab.
Cool. Do you have another action?
Gumbug. I do not.
Well, as you
Save
decimate
that.
its friend, the remaining injured crab person sort of now it focuses its ire on you,
Ooh.
and it hits a natural 20.
Oh boy.
So you're gonna take 22 damage.
Well, that's fucked. Okay.
It's Gilfin's turn.
Well, then I'm going to focus on the one that's still standing. Ooh, that's going to be a 7. Rapier.
Does not hit.
Go back with the sword.
Your
I
rapier
mean, I'm sorry.
glances off its carapace.
Yeah, so then I come back with the scimitar, and that's going to be a 23.
That hits.
That's going to be 9 points slashing damage.
Okay. Is it the end of your turn?
Yes, yeah. That's
All right, Elder Green.
I'm gonna roll 14 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh darn! Elder Green is so concerned with and so distracted by Jacopo taking so much damage all at once that he completely misses his shot.
Yeah, he blasts just as Jacobo's being crushed under the double fists of the the crab person slam. Go ahead, Riberos.
Right. Continue with the flame. And, natural 20. So
That
25.
hits.
Double the damage. Roll 5, so 10 damage. 10 fire damage.
Yeah, that's enough to destroy it. So what does it look like?
So as I throw my fire directly at it, it burns the shell of the crab, and you can hear its insides boil and thicken to a juicy, tasty meat.
Just so happens that the crab was collecting the sort of yellow fatty substance that grows underneath some of the cave moss, as it was going to use it to cook some of its own food, as the crab doesn't produce a lot of its own fat. But it just so happens that this big pouch renders itself as you flame it onto the juicy meat, and it just smells like delicious buttery crab meat all in the cavern.
I come out from underneath this smashed crab and just I taste it. I got like two black.
It is delicious. It tastes so good.
Two black eyes. I'm like, I'm gonna keep some of this. I think.
I mean, everything about that seems
awesome.
wrong, but so right.
It's aromatic. It's delicious.
I'm gonna eat this. I mean, I'm gonna chug these two. I drink 2 health potions.
Okay, yeah, you can add those effects to your hit point totals.
I do.
You're washing down that taste, that crab.
Speaking of which, Riberos, you start to feel the effects of your potions wearing off. So you guys, that means that you only kind of have half the lifespan of your potions left to go.
Boy, we're gonna be tripped
we're
down
not
here.
gonna make it out. Jeez.
You don't necessarily need them, but you'd have to at least re-up them before your return journey, because you don't need them where you're at right now. So
Yeah, but the problem is someone was saying got them for the return journey.
Exactly.
Looks like this is a one-way trip.
Who wants to live forever?
I remember that song.
To live forever? I do.
Healing potions are 2 T4s plus 2, right?
Yes.
All right, good to go. Well, each sounds
Well,
good.
Jacobo, do you want to just keep on going down into the Underdark?
Yes. No,
Seems like a great way to go, doesn't it?
listen, sometimes you gotta expect the unexpected. Maybe I was wrong this time.
Anybody have a passive perception 15 or higher?
No.
Roberto's got 15.
Yeah, I do have 15.
Riberos, you do notice amongst all the trash strewn around this cave, there is a box tucked away.
The box?
Yeah, looks to be like some sort of basic chest. Wooden chest.
Oh, so look at that, and I'll walk over to it.
What do you want to do with the chest, Riberos?
Open it like a madman.
Okay. You find it contains coins, 241 silver pieces and 54 gold pieces.
Well, Gilfin, I saw Jacobo relinquish the treasure to you earlier. I shall do the same.
Oh, shit. I better get my pencil out.
See, I did come the right way.
Yeah, silver and gold. Boys, we ain't got a lot of time.
So so Elder Green sort of kind of leads you guys into the laboratory, and you notice that there's six doors, 3 doors to the north and 3 doors to the south that branch off from the lab.
By all the means, let the gods lead us now.
Yeah.
As I'm still patting like salve onto my black eyes.
Elder Green doesn't appreciate Jacobo's condescending tone. So he's going to use thaumaturgy to open up one of the doors just with a wave of his hand. So
Okay, which one?
he's going to open up the middle north door.
That middle north door. And as you kind of blow the door open, you see that it's just sort of an empty room with what appears to be disrepaired patchwork clothing and armor, other kind of laundry.
The laundry room, just as they told me.
Laundry of the gods.
I've always heard you should open the last door on the left.
So is that the
old story?
Is that the one that
The
you're
last door on the left.
Yeah,
I say go for it.
Is that the one that you're opening? The northeast chamber? All right, so yeah, Roberos opens this door, and you see this. It appears to be a weapons store, full of scimitars, short bows. There are 40 arrows in there, and appears to also be another door that leads from this weapons room, maybe perhaps a closet.
Is there anything special about the scimitars, like the other room that we were in?
No, they're just scimitars.
Open that closet and check it out.
Okay.
We can't forget, we gotta feed that dragon, get him bigger, and get him to bust out of here. He might be our ticket to get out of here real quick.
Yeah, so you open the
check
closet.
all these doors. I looked at all the doors.
Oh, did you open the closet? I'm sorry.
I do open the closet.
You open the closet, okay. And it looks to be sort of a pass-through, just kind of a small antechamber that's got a door on the other side.
Other door over, yeah. Pass through.
All right, and you pass through, and it kind of opens up into a wider area. It opens up into a gallery to the right, and then you have a door on the wall to the left. The gallery kind of leads on to a hallway that ends in a door, and it also branches off to another doorway to the rooms are sort of similar to what you've already seen. A basic flagstone floor, the drow decorations with the luminescent fungus kind of hanging from the walls and ceilings and clumps. And then carvings everywhere of spiders and terrified elves and other people. And then, of course, demonic faces from the abyss. There are some sort of like scattered tracts of soil all over the place, as if this is a heavily trafficked area. And there's some benches with simple gardening implements.
Do the tracks lead a certain direction?
The tracks kind of... So it looks like you've opened this pass-through into sort of a well-trafficked, another kind of 40 by 20-foot long area. There's a door to your left, and then at the other end of the hallway, it seems to branch out into what is an underground garden, like an arboretum, and that's what the tracks kind of look in. You can see that it ends into this garden arboretum through this doorway at the end of the hall. You see also across the hall that is a similar garden arboretum that the tracks also branch into. So you can imagine that these are gardens similar to what you landed in, that are tended to by similar type creatures.
Probably a bunch of skeleton gardeners over there, I say through a mouthful of crab meat.
Perhaps we should be
looking
quiet.
for the Galthias tree.
Let's go the opposite direction.
I could sneak up stealthily and look. Well, no, it's dark down there. Never mind.
So you've got the two arboretums. Arboretums, one to the east, one to the south,
I agree
and then
with
you've got a door to the north, and then you've got all the other stuff behind you. So
Which one's the closest door?
the one to the north. It's the doorway to the north.
And that's away from the arboretum stuff?
Yes, that's away from the arboretums.
I think we should avoid that. Go to the north.
Right, so you open the door to the north, and it's kind of the mirror image of what you're looking at. So it's just flipped. At the other end of this hallway is an arboretum. There's an arboretum also to the east, but now it's on your right instead of your left.
Well, fiddle twigs.
Watch your mouth.
Yep, you gotta put a copper in the swear jar.
Looks like there's just a bunch of fucking gardens.
It appears that way.
Yeah, these are these kind of fungus gardens with the dirt floors, and the one that you landed in was tended to by skeletons. You can't see what sorts of creatures might be in the.
Remind me to get a hooded lantern next time. Well, boys, what do you want to do? We don't want to explore the gardens,
Well,
do we?
don't we have that hooded lantern from when they were sending the signal to the sea ghost?
I am not in possession of that.
Well, I believe I am. I got the bullseye lantern.
Maybe you could look down there and see what's there.
All right, I'll take the bullseye lantern and kind of peer down there. Just kind of slowly open the bullseye until I can see something.
All right, so down where? So you've got a garden to the north, to the south, and you've got a northeast garden and a southeast garden.
I look back at Jacopo.
Garden to the north.
To the north.
So you pass through the door that Roberos opened into this sort of like heavily trafficked room,
Yeah,
and
slowly
peer
creep
the
with
bullseye lantern down the end of the dark hallway into a garden of fungus and twig blights and you see that there are passages to the east and west in this garden. There don't appear to be any actually of the skeletons or blight creatures. There's the foot traffic, but it appears to be actually only the plants in this particular arboretum.
I see a path to the east and west. Looks like it's just plants and stuff out there. You want to look somewhere else?
I'm taking my notes here in my book that I've got here with my quill, trying to map where we're going.
We fought enough plants.
Yeah,
they
so
could
the
be
northern
alive.
so the northern arboretum apparently is empty except for the content of its plants, but it also appears to have exits that branch off to the east and west, in addition to the entrance from the north.
Unfortunately, Captain, I have no idea where to go. We're looking, and the only way to look is to keep searching.
You want to go to the garden?
I really don't know where I want to go. I want to find this bastard, and I want to get out of here. And I don't know where he's at, or how to find him, or what clues to be looking for.
Yeah, we probably should have kept that damn Kuratoa with us. Made her lead us where we had to go.
Well, Gilfin, what you're looking for will be located somewhere in these gardens, but they seem to be quite extensive. Jacobo, what you're looking for is likely in one of the other rooms from the lab. Somewhere where they'd keep prisoners, not a garden.
Good point.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Sure.
Maybe if we can find the prisoners. Maybe they've been down here. Maybe they led through the gardens. Maybe they could tell us where the captures are.
Well, we should get the apple then, right? I mean,
I don't give a damn about the apple. I'm ready to just take the dragon and go back up to the surface.
well, we gotta find people to feed the dragon. We gotta take them alive. So we can
Dragon's
feed
not going
the
to be too
dragon.
happy if we don't have that apple for its mother.
And a few fish folk for it to eat, maybe. Maybe we can keep a couple alive.
Let's head,
I'm ready to go wherever you want to go.
let's head back and look for the prisoners then.
When you say you mean Jacobo, right? Just clarifying.
I don't care, either one of you.
All right. Well,
I'm just along for the ride. Go
So you
with the
guys-
flow, as the great old ones say.
You're doubling back to the laboratory, right?
no.
We're going to double back to the laboratory. We're looking for prisoners.
Oh, wait a second, Jacobo. I need the apple.
Well, maybe the prisoners can help lead us to it.
Yeah, but Elder Green makes a great point. The garden would be where an apple is.
Well, there's about 5 gardens here, so you've got Hood Lantern. Let's go back here and check the gardens along the way.
Yeah, but the gardens lead north and east, or east and west.
This particular one does.
You could check the gardens or double back to the laboratory. You know, those are both equal size. Each garden and doubling back to the lab are equal size and time-taking tasks.
Sorry, Jacobo. The
So you
apple comes
basically have an
first.
option to check a garden and a laboratory, but not check all gardens and the laboratory.
Well, unless Jacobo stops Gilfin, he starts working his way towards the garden.
I'll
Okay.
follow Gilfin.
Which garden? The one that you shined your light on?
Yes,
Yes. Okay. So you trot towards that garden to the north.
he pushes forward.
And how about what are Elder Green and Ribero's gonna do?
I'm following
follow.
the group.
All right. So the group kind of proceeds to the north, and you get to this garden with the purple fungus, and you notice that to the east and the west there are stairs that lead down deeper into what appears to be a continuation of the underground citadel. Also, to the southwest, there is another door that kind of continues to go on somewhere into the dungeon. So you can go east or west on these kind of bridge stair type of ways, or you can see what's in this other door here.
You want to check the door, Jacobo?
Well, I'm on it. I'll check the door.
And then it kind of opens into this hallway. It's it has a similar mosaic to that shrine that you found earlier that depicted the dark elves at war with the light elves in their struggles, and appears that there's torment of the light elves continuing on. And you come again upon sort of a pedestal that depicts this another giant spider sort of having its way. This time it's got the body and torso of a human female emerging from the big bloated body of the spider, sort of having its way with some victim at its feet.
Any of this stuff ring with you, Roberos, with your elf history? lineage?
In front of the statue, there is a circular tile of dark stone set in the floor that is carved in runes written in Abyssal.
I just don't like Drow. They're evil gods.
Well, I'm just going along with you guys. If I have something I want to investigate, I'll speak up. I don't speak Abyssal, so I can't look into that really.
Neither can I.
It does appear there's also an exit back the way you came, or a door to the north.
Captain, why don't you lead the way?
All right.
So you've got the back the way you came, or a door to the north.
Door to the north. We keep going.
Now you push through this door, and it opens up into what appears to be a small library of stone bookshelves, and the contents, some of which appear to be torn and burnt, some of which appear to may be intact. There's a further door to the north.
There's books here, Elder Green. Books.
I'd like to look through the books.
Oh, you're like Elder Green. You're a reader.
You've got that 16 perception, right?
15.
You find you do find some books intact. They seem to be written in Abyssal or Undercommon, or even some of them in some form of unrecognizable Elvish. But some of the useful things that you come upon are a spell scroll of Scorching Ray and a spell scroll of Melt's Acid Arrow. And you find one particularly expensive-looking book that appears to be bound in a sort of scaly leather.
Oh, that looks interesting. Language is that in?
That is written in Abyssal.
Uh-oh.
Is that made
Take
with
that
flesh?
with us.
Some kind of flesh. And then
I'm
there's
a
door continuing north. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm a bit of a leather tenor. Would I be able to tell what kind of?
You can roll a
flesh is
nature
bounded?
check.
All right. Let me do this. Roll a 9 plus my nature skill, 13.
It is bound in the hide of some sort of lizard.
It's reptilian skin if I've ever seen it. Not sure if it's a gator.
Or lizard
Could be
folk?
one of could be one of our lizard folk friends. We press on then.
Okay, so you're going to continue going north,
Aye.
and it looks like it opens onto a descending staircase that sort of loops to this platform and then ascends back into the garden arboretum that you guys just left in. So it kind of goes in a circle here,
Shit.
Well then.
leaving you with just the path to the east, exiting the garden that you have not explored.
Next. Keep on going.
All right, so you're going to continue going east or back the way you came?
We're checking these gardens for an apple.
Okay, so this is another descending staircase, and as it turns its corner, it doesn't seem to loop into these doorways. It continues into this long hallway that ends with 2 doors on the left.
This got to be it.
So there's a first door and a second door.
You want to do that thing you do, Elder Green, where you pop the doors open?
I can if you like.
Like very much.
Left or right?
Caster's choice.
I'll flick open the left door.
All right. So you open the left door and you find that there is a lock on the door.
Well, then I cannot open it.
Well,
So I'll try the right-hand door.
We got keys. I'm gonna try the keys.
You're gonna try the keys.
Yeah, see if I can
None of
find
the
one that
keys.
fits.
None of the keys work on this lock.
Well, I don't have any thieves' tools because I haven't graduated yet. All right, let's try the other door.
All right. So the other door sort of opens at the turning of the knob, and it opens into sort of a flagstone chamber similar to what you've seen, but then it kind of turns into an unfinished cavern similar to the Underdark. So it's kind of a blend between Jacopo's way and Elder Green's way. And it's also a blend of the groves that you've seen outside. This is Belak's project here in the Underdark. It is a mixture of the fungus that you guys have seen. The air is kind of choked and clouded with some of this purple haze of spores that are glowing from what's been on the walls, but also It's got the rotting stink of the seaweed from the ocean voyage out. It's got the smell of the crab people. It's got the smell of other like surface animals slain and fish animals slain. And this big, huge cavern, this twilight grove, so to speak, is just kind of covered in both living and dead things. Life and death sort of kind of churning and rotting and feeding each other. And at the center of it all is this tree ant, whose arms have seemed to have grown into the cavern's ceiling, the stalactites that have kind of crept down from the cavern, and whose feet have been rooted into the ground. And standing in front of this tree ant, who looks really familiar, is this also familiar serpentine sorceress, Bellic. And you notice that the tree ant that you've seen before is probably 3 times the size of his already enormous scale. And he doesn't appear to be mobile. The thickness of his trunk has sort of consumed his arms to where he's only really got hands left that are branching into the ceiling. And his legs have sort of fused and united and spread out into these giant roots that sort of push their way into the underground walls. And attached to his torso are these 2 writhing, vaguely human forms that are wearing armor from the surface world, Saltmarsh livery, and tending to this tree creature, which is sprouting all of these sort of twigs, these twig blights that are half seaweed, half tree, that rain down from this thing. And it also is producing these pulsing red apples that beat like hearts from its green oozing sap. So, welcome to the grove and the Gothias tree.
I can smell it. This is where we gotta be.
That's friend. Don't you remember? Helped us fight the 1,000-toothed creature.
No, they all kind of look alike. They're trees.
That's him. And that's that bitch that run off into the forest that we fought that one time.
No.
Am I wrong?
You are not wrong. This is the druid that you encountered before.
Exactly. That's the woman that ran off. We fought her. She sent snakes at us. I'll never forget her face.
She was after that tree ant, same tree.
Looks like she got him.
It helped you before, but he has become twisted beyond hope and help, and so have the thralls, the creatures that are absorbed into his skin.
Overcome with the desire for the apple, Gilfin attempts to run forward unless someone stops him.
At your lurching towards the apple, Bellic the druid turns around and goes, "What are you doing?"
Taking your apples, bitch.
No, you mustn't. It's beautiful, no? The Gothias tree. It lives, though it looks dead.
Perversion of nature is this.
Oh, yes, in an age long ago, some dark elf staked a vampire to this very spot, and I found the stake, which had taken root. And so, when I captured this tree ant, I grew the Gothias tree.
But we're gonna take the fruits of your labor and put you underneath that tree.
Those fruits are available at a price, and I think you know what the price is. To become one with the Gothias tree and give it your life so that you may give the life to others. So as you're kind of talking, these 2 giant snakes drop down from the Belak tree. So you guys might remember the giant snakes from before.
The giant snakes.
And they kind of drop down from the branches. And also the 2 forms, that the vaguely humanoid shapes that are attached to the tree, sort of come to life wearing their the livery of Saltmarsh. Jacopo, you would recognize these people as Sir Bradford and Sharwin as 2 of the other people that you were looking for.
So I was going to ask that. It's my boys.
So they're sort of corrupted. They're sort of half human, half plant.
Plant people, like Goosebumps. I got a 19.
Oh, I got a 19 too.
Hey-o!
So 21.
I got a natural 1 against you, so you go first.
This is going to be crazy.
Let this be Our final battle.
I'm going after that beach.
Great. Elder Green, you're up.
Okay. Elder Green is going to say to Belloc, your blood will water the roots of this tree. And he is going to cast Eldritch Blast at her.
Okay.
And I get a 17 to hit.
Hits.
And it's going to be 9 damage.
Okay.
And it has not been an hour since I drank the potion of fire breath, has it?
No.
No, it has not.
Okay, then, as a bonus action, I am going to breathe fire at Belloc, and she has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so let's make that dex save. She gets a 15.
That's gonna make it. So, yeah, I just breathe fire at her, and she expertly dodges out of the way.
So snakes out of the way. Okay.
There's no half damage or anything?
Like a tadpole.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me see.
Like half a tadpole.
Oh, yeah, she does half damage. So, yeah, she's gonna take half damage. Hold on, let me roll that.
You are welcome. As someone who's chugged a lot of fire potions.
Holy shit. So it's 21. So half of 21.
So it's going to be 10. Yep. Okay, so you breathe this big plume of fire, and even though she tries to serpentine snake out of the way, it damn near engulfs her in flames. It really looks pretty bad. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Right, so one of the sort of half-tree zombies lurching from the Golthias tree towards your direction is formerly Sharon Hucreal. She's one of the lost adventurers that Jacopo was looking for, and she is wielding a dagger, and she's sort of stumbling towards Riberos with this dagger, and she's going to swipe at to Riberos for 22.
Okay.
And that's going to be 4 damage.
Alright.
And that is the end of her turn. So, Jacopo.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the sorceress.
On Belek?
Belloc.
Yep. Okay.
Using my hand crossbow for this attack. And I get a 11 before modifiers, which is 19 to hit.
Hit. Yep.
Okay. That is Hunter's Mark damage, and this is 10. So we're doing a drow bolt. So 16 on that.
That's it. What does it look like?
On Belloc?
Yep.
Shit. I'm like, I told you I got you, bitch! And as the fire's like cutting up her hair, you know, I shoot that crossbow bolt, and it kind of like the flames at that Elder Green cast kind of like split apart as this flaming drow arrow comes right through the middle of it, and it strikes her right in the heart. And I can hear her scream as she grasps it and falls to her knees and tumbles over dead.
Yeah, so she goes down, but the snakes and the creatures that emerge from the tree and the twig blades that have dropped from its branches march forward.
Okay, very good. I'm gonna try
so-
and move. I will try and move away as far away from these creatures as they. So I'll use my movement to fucking bolt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big area, and you can take cover if that's what you want to do.
I want to move far away as I can, just to make that where they have to come for me, if they're gonna come for me.
Okay, I mean, they can reach you anywhere in here. I mean, there's only one zone.
That's fine.
Stand behind me, Jacopo.
Yeah,
You know
anybody, you know, if you wanted to take cover somewhere,
You know how
you
a
could.
sniper will do. Yeah, I'm trying to get to a sniper. I gather they can probably get.
So what kind of cover do you want to see?
You know, is there any kind of boulders or something I can take like half cover behind or
Yeah, you
something
can
like
get
that?
into half cover. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'll
absolutely
do. Just look for
Alright.
some kind of vantage point that a sharpshooter can take.
All right. Well, the two snakes that dropped out from the branches of the Golthias tree sort of chase you as they see you taking down their master. So one comes from either side of your cover, Jacopo. They're both gonna slash at you.
Okay.
So it's with their fangs. So let's see. So it's gonna be 20 to hit on the first one.
20, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you will take 4 damage.
Okay.
And it's going to have you in a grapple.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a big constrictory snake. So it's got an escape DC of an 11.
All right.
All right.
I rolled a 19 on my Constitution check.
All right. And then, so the other snake is also going to attack you. And that's a 19 to hit.
It hits.
So that's 4 damage. Of course, it's not going to also grapple you. So
Okay.
he's grappled by the 1. Okay.
18 on concentration. All right.
And so now there's the twig blades. There are 10 of them, and they're going to kind of intersperse amongst the remaining targets. So I'm just going to assume that out of those 10 twig blades, that 2 of them are going to hit. And I'm just going to roll a d6. A 1 and a 2 is Ribeiro's. A 2 and a 3 is Elder Green. And 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 is Gilfin. Okay. So the first one that hits is going to hit Elder Green, and the second one is going to hit Elder Green again, and those twig blades just do 2 points of damage to you each, Elder Green.
I'm dead. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you really? Okay.
No.
Jesus Christ.
The true death, that's double my usual hit points.
Ribeiros, it's your turn.
Oh man. Okay. So
So there are 2 giant snakes, 10 twig blades, and 2 sort of shambling creatures, and then of course there's the Golthias tree itself.
alright, well, let's go for flaming sphere.
All right, they're cast Flaming Sphere.
Yeah. I'll direct that towards the woman.
The woman tree creature.
Yes.
Right. So what do you got to do? So she's got to make a saving throw.
A dexterity of 13.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, she fails that one.
Alright, so that's 2d6 damage.
Okay.
5.
5 damage to her.
Fire damage, yeah. And then as a bonus action, I can move it.
Okay.
So I'll move it towards, let's see, it's 5 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
So towards a twig blade.
Towards a twig blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say you pass the fire. You can. Let's say you can. How far can you move it on a turn?
30 feet.
You can move it 30 feet. You can clear out 3 twig blades within your area, just moving it around those 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so you brush the ball of flame against the Sharon Hucreal and damage her, and then you kind of direct it with your arms in a sweeping motion, and it wipes out 3 of the 10 twig blades. It just kind of bursts into flame.
Okay, and I'll just hold my concentration.
Okay.
That can last up to a minute.
Cool. Right. Now it's Sir Bradford's turn. So he sees. So now he kind of like draws his sword and kind of shambles Warway. Ribeiros. He's a 24 to hit.
That misses.
Sorry,
Oh,
24.
It's 8. It's 8 damage.
Okay. It's a good thing I only have 6 health left.
And that's the end of his turn. So Gilfin, it's your turn next.
Gilfin looks at the pulsating apples on the end. The tree end, I'm sorry, copyright.
Yeah, hanging from the from Golthias tree. Sure.
Yeah, and he wants them so bad. But he can
Yep.
hear Jacobo struggling behind him.
Why'd it have to be snakes?
And he thinks about all the times him and Jacobo shared a good rum at the tavern. Was it an empty net?
The empty net, that's right.
As much as he wants that apple, he can't leave Jacobo. So he turns to go towards Jacobo to attack the snake surrounding Jacobo. So he wants to take the rapier and kind of try to use the rapier to slit upwards to free Jacobo.
Okay.
That's going to be 15.
That hits.
All right, so the rapier does 9 points slashing damage because he kind of whips up to kind of try to free Jacobo if he can.
Yeah, so the snake is, as it takes the damage from the rapier, it releases its hold on Jacobo.
All right, so then he's going to try to take the scimitar
Nice.
to finish off the snake, okay?
Okay.
That's going to be a 15.
That hits 2.
All right. That's going to be 4 points scimitar damage. Kind of just
Right,
whacks
what's
down
that?
on it. He just smashes its head. Just smashes
Yeah.
its head.
Yeah, kind of
Freeing,
like,
just freeing Jacobo, smashing its head.
Yep. Jack goes free, and you decapitate the snake, and its head and body kind of slump at your feet. Okay. At the end of your turn, Gilson?
Oh, how far is the other snake?
Right next to you.
Do have action surge.
Now's the time to blow it, mate.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use action surge on the other snake, okay?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
It's going to be 14.
Hits.
11 points slashing damage with the rapier.
Okay.
11.
11.
Yeah,
Look.
so this thing is heavily wounded. from
Yeah, I
the
just
attack.
I scrape it really good. I'm feeling good about it.
All right, Elder Green, it's your turn. So you've got this heavily wounded snake. You've got Sharwin and Sir Bradford, and then 7 twig blights to deal with.
Okay, I am going to cast Eldritch Blast at the snake.
At the remaining wounded snake.
Yeah, and I only
That's
get an
kinda-
11 to hit.
That hits. That is its AC.
Hooray! Well, then it's going to deal 9 damage.
As it kind of rears up to menace Gilfin, who destroyed its compatriot, what does it look like as you destroy it?
As it rears up to bite Gilfin, I kind of just expertly send an Eldritch Blast straight at it, and its head is decapitated, and it falls down, and its body still strikes out, but with no head remaining. It just slumps down and writhes around the nerves.
Kind of blows apart in a blink of light.
I just fist pumped. Sorry. I apologize.
Does snake blood go all over Gilfin's face?
Yes. And now I'm going to use the last charge of Fire Breath on, oh gosh, I'll use it on Sharwin.
On Sharwin. Okay, yes. Sharwin's taken probably the most damage between the two sort of half creatures. So she's got to make that save, right?
Right, and it's a DC 13.
DC 13. Okay. So she fails the save, so she'll take the full damage.
And it is 19.
19, and I'm actually gonna make the save for Sir Bradford too, because we'll say that he's in blind sight of that they're shambling sort of. They came and emerged at the same time, so we'll say he gets caught up the blast. So he just fails it too. And what was the damage?
Did I say 19?
Yeah, they both erupt in the flames of your fire breath and sort of shrivel like plants would quickly, leaving behind the unscorched remains of the treasures that they were carrying in life, basically.
Proof of life.
Well,
So there are only the remaining 7 twig blights to deal with
I like these odds.
for Jack.
I'm going to pull out my second. Well, actually, I was planning my next turn, so I hadn't even pulled out one dagger yet. I've got my crossbow in one hand still, so I'm going to pull a dagger out in my left hand, and I'm just going to go ape shit on these blights. So I'm going to move my hunter's mark to the first one that I'm going after, okay?
Okay.
That's a bonus action to do that. So 14 before modifier, so that's probably...
That's it.
Okay.
These are one hit kills, so
All
as long
right.
as you had AC 11, you hit them naturally.
10 damage before modifier, so there you go.
Yep.
There's one, and that's all I can do because I don't have 2 attacks.
Okay. And so Jacobo takes down the twig blight and leaves Riberos with the remaining 6, and his flaming spear is still in effect, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Can I try to sweep it through them?
Yeah, you can sweep it through them and finish the encounter.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Yeah, Riberos kind of sweeps them down, and so all that you can hear now in the emptiness of the cavern after battle is the pumping heart sound of the Golthias tree.